Presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Buffalo. We are St. Louis.
This is St. Louis Cardinals baseball. Beautiful night here in the Gateway City. It's game number 2 of the doubleheader. Big crowd, over 40,000 expected at Busch Stadium. The Cincinnati Reds and the St. Louis Cardinals. Welcome to the broadcast booth. That's Brad Thompson. I'm Dan McLaughlin. Jim Hayes with us as well. Cardinals held on for the victory in Game 1. And the Cardinals, by virtue of their win, the Cubs losing today, so the Cardinals have advanced their lead in the Central Division. And the Cardinals have picked up a little separation in the division because of what's happening at the top of their lineup. They're scoring runs and getting there thanks to Dexter Fowler. He's really been a nice spark plug.
He certainly has. Look, Mike Schilt had been looking for somebody to take over this leadoff spot, grab the spot, and run, and that's exactly what Dexter Fowler has done since becoming that primary leadoff hitter. See the numbers, 282 average, 4 home runs driven in 20, and a 394 on-base percentage in that time. I'd say he's getting the job done.
Well, you always want to know about the on-base percentage with a leadoff man. We found that out. And now you think about also coupling that with driving those runs in, and Dexter Fowler's been doing that.
Well, generally you think of setting the table. He's been clearing the table. 20 RBIs. I mean, it's the most that he's had in a month so far this year, and hopefully something that continues for Dexter Fowler and the Cardinals.
Sonny Gray is going for the Cincinnati Reds tonight. Michael Wacha in game number 2. We'll talk about how the pitching sets up for part 2. Part 2, if you will. For St. Louis, and we'll see what he's got for game number 2.
Well, I'll tell you what, the last 3 starts for Michael Wacha, while he hasn't got deep into games, he's giving you a chance to win. He's limiting his walks, and the Cardinals have, in a couple of these games, look, he could have gone longer. They had Ryan Helsley ready. Michael Wacha, big thing, give you a chance, try to get deep into this game.
Well, you think about a leadoff man, you always talk about on-base percentage, limiting that, keeping that guy off base, not being a table setter. That'll be Josh Van Meter when we come back. The banks of the Mississippi, the Gateway Arch. 81 degrees with Brad Thompson and Jim Hayes. I'm Dan McLaughlin. It is game number 2 of our doubleheader. Reminder, we'll have a doubleheader tomorrow. We'll televise both those games. And tonight it is Michael Wacha who gets the start in game 2 as the Cardinals look for a sweep.
Yeah, Michael Wacha trying to pick up where Dakota Hudson left off. Hudson was fantastic in game 1. Michael Wacha, the Hyundai pitch arsenal, the fastball. We know how great the changeup is. Also features the cutter and the curveball. And for Michael Wacha, the goal is going to be, look, try to get deep into this ball game. Try to be as efficient as possible. His last couple of outings have been good. He's given you a chance, but he hasn't got deep into the game. I think that'll be the hurdle this time, is how efficient he can be.
David Bell, the manager of the Cincinnati Reds, up and down season for his club, and the lineup presented by GMC, Van Meter, Votto, and Suarez, then Aquino, Senzel, Iglesias, Farmer, Gray, and Casale. So the pitcher is batting 8th. Mike Schilt, not a lot of changes in his lineup, with the exception that Carpenter is out along with Molina. Wieters in. Bader in your starting lineup. And Michael Wacha is on the mound. So here we go for game number 2. And the first pitch by Michael Wacha is hit out to deep right, and it's 1-0. One pitch, 1-0. Home run number 6 for Van Meter as he drives in his 18th. Ouch.
Well, not exactly how Michael Wacha planned this one. Look, he's throwing a fastball. He's just trying to get ahead. This one's up and in, and right there in the wheelhouse for Van Meter. And for Michael Wacha right now, who cares? It's one pitch. We saw early in game 1, the Cardinals gave up 2 runs. Dakota Hudson did in the first inning. They bounced back really well. The goal is to keep it right here. That'll lock you in pretty quick, though.
Here's Joey Votto, fly to left to end the first game. Base hit into center. 2 batters, 2 hits, and not the way that Michael wanted to start game 2. Cardinals defense, Ozuna, Bader, Fowler in the outfield. Edman, DeYoung, Wong, and Goldschmidt on the infield. Wieters behind the plate.
Well, 2 lefties, Van Meter with the home run, Votto with the single, and usually against a righty you see the lineup be lefty heavy, but the righties have had the most success against Michael Wacha this year, coming into action .328 against them, so not going to get much easier.
That was the Reds' 8th leadoff homer of the season. Van Meter's first of his career. Mentioned in game 1 that Suarez loves doing damage in the first inning. Did this in the first inning of game 1. His 14th home run in the first inning. Now 1 shy of a 40 home run campaign. Popped up. And this would be Colton Wong calling off Goldschmidt and the first out. Well, if you're Michael Wacha, you just got to regroup and settle in.
That's it. Nothing you can do about that one. You're not going to get it back. You know that you've got a team that can put up a bunch of runs, can do so in a hurry, and the Cardinals were able to do that relentlessly in game 1.
Dakota was very good in game 1.
He was great. He really was. Got deep into the ball game, something they really needed to set the tempo here with all these ball games in such a short amount of time.
Here's Aquino batting .327, 14 home runs, and is driven in 33. Ground ball backhanded by Goldschmidt, out there, back to first, and a double play. 3-6-3 on the double play. Home run hit by Van Meter, his 6th of the year. 1-0 Cincinnati. Dexter Fowler in the GMC lineup. Then Wong and Goldschmidt, Ozuna, DeYoung and Edman, Wieters, Bader, and Wacha. Against Sonny Gray. Seemed like he was striking out everybody last time we saw him pitch against St. Louis. He's got 58 walks to 170 strikeouts. Hyundai pitch arsenal for Sonny Gray.
Fastball, the slider, tight 12-6 curveball, also has the changeup and the cutter, and you're right, he's striking out the world this year.
And there's strike 1. He's 4-0 in the month of August with a .90 ERA. I'd say that's pretty good.
That's all right. The only guy with a better August ERA is one Jack Flaherty. And if this keeps up for Sonny Gray as far as the strikeouts go, it'll be the first time in his career that he's actually finished with more strikeouts than innings pitched, which to me is a little bit shocking with how dominant he was with the A's.
Hit the other way, taken there by Suarez for the out. Before and after the break. Last Reds pitcher to finish a month with a lower ERA with a minimum 30 innings. Jose Rio, .89, April of 1989. There's Colton Wong, had the key hit that put the game out of reach late with a double.
over Phillip Ervin in center field. Colton talked about it with Jim Hayes, and he's talked about it with reporters. He's talked about it with us. Not so much looking for the home run, just looking to put the ball in play and drive it. For
Colton Moore, I think the home run is the product of a good swing. It's a product of a good approach. We know he's got the power, and if one ends up coming in there, he can get the hands in, he can drop the head of the bat and do that. But he's showing he can spread the ball all over the field.
And look at how the Reds are playing him. Remember, it was a very much a distinguished shift earlier this year against Wong, and it's still a little bit of a shift, but not nearly as much.
Goes back to a point that we were talking about beforehand, just with the shift in general, is if you prove that you can do other things, well, you'll get a straight up defense. And then all of a sudden, you'll hit a ball to the pull side that'll find a hole that used to have somebody there.
It's the 14th time that Wong reached base 4 times in a game in his career. As he fouls that 3rd time against Cincinnati, as he did that in game 1. Average has jumped up to 283 with the 10 home runs. He's driven in 53. And this month he's hitting 375. Chops it right side foul. Toyota key to the game with Brad Thompson.
Well, the key for the Cardinals against Sonny Gray is strike early for the offense. And strike early doesn't necessarily mean first inning, second inning. It means early in the counts against Sonny Gray, because once he gets you in this position, once he gets you to 2 strikes, he's got a lot of things in his bag of tricks that he can bury you. Once you get to 2 strikes, 80% of the time he's finishing off the hitters. Got to get to Sonny Gray early in counts.
2-2. Pulled fair inside the first base line. He's back at it again. Down into the right field corner. Thinking 3. Wong on his way to 3rd. Standing up. It's a triple. Boy, is he fun to watch. He is turning into some kind of player.
Colton Wong could smell triple right out of the box, too. He hits this thing, sees it right down the line. Just a breaking ball. Catches more of the plate than Sonny Gray wanted to. It takes the carom off the wall, goes right past Aquino, and Colton Wong does not stop. Turns on the afterburners and easily makes it into 3rd standing out.
Wong with his 2nd triple of the year. That is a very important run. You're not going to get many chances against Sonny Gray. And now it's Goldschmidt at the plate. Infield, and you know what? David Bell is saying the same thing. 1st inning, bringing the infield in. Get the 9th most runs batted in since the All-Star break in the National League. 2 balls, no strikes. 21st career triple for Colton Wong. Reach base 17 straight against the Reds. Two and one. Saw Goldschmidt the other day and again in game 1 take the ball the other way. Starting to do that a little bit more.
Well, and especially against Sonny Gray. Sonny Gray's going to throw you hard away. Right-hander's going to get fastballs away. If he comes in, it's usually off the plate for effect to set up the breaking ball away. You're going to have to shoot it that way.
2-2. Busted him in.
It's a really good pitch too. 94 in off. Tied him up.
Here is a 2-2 pitch. Goldschmidt hits it at 3rd. Wong trying to score, and he'll be tagged out. off with contact and runs into an out, and that's the second out here in the bottom of the first.
Ball just hit a little bit too hard. I mean, he's trying to go, as you mentioned, on contact. You know that it's going to be tough when it hits one of the corners. And made an easy play for Suarez.
Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers around the horn. Suarez, Iglesias, Farmer, and Votto on the infield. Van Meter, Senzel, Aquino in the outfield. Casale is behind the plate. Now Marcell Ozuna has hit safely in 16 of his last 20. Sonny Gray talked about getting away from his slider, and you're seeing it here in the first inning. He's very happy in Cincinnati and throwing that pitch.
Yeah, him getting reunited with his old pitching coach from Vanderbilt, Derek Johnson, was like a new life for Sonny Gray. He's gotten back to what he's good at. He's good at the hard four-seam away, and he can cut that thing too. And it still, you know, feels like the fastball to him, but it's not the slider. When he was with the Yankees, they wanted him to throw that slider for a strike all the time. They wanted him to rely heavily on it, and Sonny Gray just didn't feel like he could do it. Didn't feel like he could throw it for a strike.
He's only 29. Originally drafted by the Cubs, 27th round in 08. Then taken first round, 18th overall out of Vanderbilt by the Oakland A's. That'll get away, but Goldschmidt stays put. Then traded to the Yankees 2017 at the deadline. Then traded by the Yankees to the Reds this past offseason.
I got a feeling Yankees fans right now watching Sonny Gray are thinking, what the heck?
Yeah.
Where was this guy with us?
Sonny also played with Kurt Casale, his catcher, at Vanderbilt. So there's a comfort level there.
They're certainly churning him out at Vanderbilt, aren't they?
Man,
that is a factory.
Some pretty good players. 3-1 the count. And he walked him. So the walk to Marcell Ozuna. The batter will be DeYoung. Sitting on 24 home runs. He's driven in 65 and batting .247 at the start of play. Runners at first and second. It backs up for a ball. DeYoung is homered in each of the last 3 series against the Reds. 43 hits, 13 home runs, has driven in 32. That's most against any opponent in his career, those numbers. Love to add to it. Gets a fastball, swings through it, 1 ball and 1 strike. Pitch number 23 of the inning. Back to Gray. Jammed him a bit. And he'll underhand to the first baseman, Votto. Cardinals strand a pair. Miss a pretty good opportunity against Sonny Gray. It's 1-0. As we head downstairs to Jim.
Yeah, Brad had just mentioned it. Dakota Hudson gave the Cardinals exactly what they needed in Game 1. He went deep into his start. I asked Mike Schilt what was the key for Dakota, and he said he just dominated counts. Dakota worked 7 2/3, a career high for him. He threw 17 first pitch strikes along the way. Dakota said getting ahead is huge for me. I'm a ground ball pitcher. The earlier they decide to swing, the better it is for me, Dan. We just watched Dakota. He seems to be getting better and better.
It's a fly ball by Senzel into right for the first out. So if you were to describe, Brad, why he was so good in game one, what was it?
Well, I do think that encapsulates it. It's getting ahead. But what I liked, he got the 8 strikeouts. That's a career high for him, as Jim mentioned. But you could tell that he wasn't out there hunting the strikeouts. Strikeouts happened. He got ahead. He made good pitches. The slider was really, really tight. He just continued to attack, and that's why he was able to get deep into this ball game. There was no nibbling.
Quickly, 2 outs. Senzel and now Iglesias.
And he and Jack Flaherty have been so good here for the last month plus. Been really the 1-2 punch that have been anchoring this Cardinals rotation.
By the way, since 2000, there have been 24 players from Vanderbilt make it to the big leagues. 24. It's a lot of players.
It is.
From one school. Most recently, Mike Yastrzemski. And we'll see him on Monday. Member of the Giants. Grandson of Carl Yastrzemski. A pitch taken low by Kyle Farmer. And big names, too. Walker Buehler, Dansby Swanson.
David Price.
Yeah, Sonny Gray. Pedro Alvarez was a top pick. That's hammered foul.
I think that a lot of Cardinal fans probably cringe when you say Pedro Alvarez. He was a Cardinal killer.
He destroyed the Cardinals. He was with the Pirates, and he never really got traction, though.
No, he would have been a Hall of Famer had he played against the Cardinals all the time.
It seemed that way. Spent a little time with Baltimore and haven't heard much from him. 3-1 the count on Kyle Farmer. Seen a little bit of an uptick in velocity here recently from Michael Wacha. It's been 94, 95. 3-2 pitch. Out of play. Which can only help, you would think, offset changeup.
For sure. And also what an uptick in velocity does is if in fact you do miss, it gives you a little bit more of a margin for error. You know, maybe that's a foul ball as opposed to a double in the gap just because it has a little more giddy up.
And a 2-out walk. Baseball tonight, game number 2, presented by Budweiser. Wherever legendary MLB moments happen, Budweiser will be there. And by Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in the St. Louis area. Find yours at your Mid-America Chevy dealer. Sonny Gray. First walk handed out by Michael. Remember talking to the Cardinal front office, I guess it was a couple years ago, and I said the pitcher batting 8th. And that's what the Reds are doing here. Does it make a difference? And they said no. They said the numbers were about equal, whether or not they hit the pitcher 8th or batting the pitcher 9th. It didn't really make that much of a difference, and we have not seen Mike Schilt do that. David Bell has done that a few times against St. Louis, but Mike Schilt not doing it.
It's fine. Teach their own, right?
Yeah.
And that's the thing. If we know how many numbers go into this, and a lot of smart people that are around lineup and optimal lineups. If it doesn't look like there's going to be a net benefit for you, then don't do it. The idea oftentimes is that 9-hole hitter is like a second leadoff hitter. I know Tony did it for a while.
On the ground to Wong. Red Strand, their first runner of the night. Edman, Wieters, and Bader coming up. TV stats, highlights, scores around Major League Baseball. MLB.tv. our T-Mobile connection to the game. Some of the news and notes. Cardinals and the Cubs and Brewers. Cincinnati Reds games remaining. The top 3 Central teams, including tonight. They've got 2 more tomorrow. Then the Cubs midway through at Wrigley, and then the Brewers in late September. Game number 134 tonight. Young Cardinal fans here in attendance.
Tell you what, Dan, this Central Division has been entertaining. I don't think it's panned out exactly how everybody expected, where Central is just full of juggernauts the entire season, but here we are. I mean, this is Cardinals got a 2-game lead. They win the first one. The Cubs lost. 7 out of the last 10 games are going to be against the Cubbies. You'd have to believe that those games are going to mean a ton. It's going to be fun down the stretch.
I've said it for about the last 3 weeks. I still think the last 10 days, that's where it comes down to.
I think it might be the last series.
Maybe so, yeah. Be fun, too.
I mean, I hope I'm wrong. I'd rather them just have it all knotted up by then.
If you're Major League Baseball, you're saying, boy, would that be fun.
Oh,
huh?
Of course. Last series of the year, you have Cardinals Cubs.
They take it. Here in the month of August, Tommy Edman leads the club in hits with 29 and 7 doubles. So he's kind of taken off, so is the club. And that's why you got to find a spot for him to play.
Exactly. You saw it in game 1. He's out in right field over at third tonight. And when you're producing, they will find places for you. And by the way, he's been a good defender everywhere you put him.
There is a base hit into right. Well, he made a play the other day that was dazzling. The day game in Milwaukee, and understand many of you probably at work or maybe in school and didn't see it, but it was a great play by Tommy at third, and then the pick by Goldschmidt on one of the top defensive plays of the year. It was awesome.
I don't say this lightly, okay? It was Roland-esque the way that he made the play, to sliding to the backhand side, the strong throw, and you're right, the other end of it with Goldie sealed the deal. He is comfortable with the glove.
Here's Wieters and a breaking ball and a strike. I was talking with Jimmy Edmonds the other day, and I agree with him. I thought Tommy Edman made the best play in spring training. He was at second base, where he went on the shortstop side of the bag in spring training and made a play that was the best play I thought we saw defensively. And that's, you're making a statement when you say that might be the play of the year defensively the other day, because Wong has had some great plays. Bader's had some great plays. Molina's in that conversation, but it really was a good one. He's done a nice job.
Just talking about that strong spring that he had. I think that Tommy Edman was, a random injury away from potentially making the ball club. I mean, he was right there. He impressed so much.
Does beg the question, why didn't he make the team out of spring? Drew Robinson did. That era is over, and when you see the versatility now that Tommy has shown to play the infield and the outfield, be a switch hitter, that's the role that he could have filled. But you understand why they needed to see a little bit more of his versatility, and now he's running, and it's chopped towards Sonny Gray for the out. He would have had that stolen if Wieters did not swing.
Easily. He got a really good jump.
Harrison Bader, the batter. Bader came in as a pinch runner for Carpenter in game 1 after he doubled and wound up at third, then scored on a balk. Scored 2 runs in game 1. And that was without recording an official at bat. And the 13th Cardinal to do that since 1908. Last to do that. Grichuk also did it in 2016 in Atlanta.
It's a good at bat too. Harrison walked, but he started out 0-2, laid off a couple of really nasty sliders just off the plate.
Another fastball. This is where teams now have to change it up a little bit. Normally it's always been slider, 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 and Sonny Gray changing it up with a couple of fastballs early in the count.
He's thrown his curveball a lot more to righties also. His slider's a chase pitch. I mean, that's all he's getting with that. It's the curveball there. But the thing is, even if you know that, even if you come in with the knowledge that his slider, he has a tough time of throwing it for a strike, doesn't want to throw it for a strike, it's hard to lay off because it looks just like the four-seam fastball that he spots up really well on the outer half of the plate. That's why he gets so many swings and misses.
Ooh, good cut. 2-2. Since Harrison has been recalled, 10 runs scored in 10 games. You take that.
Yes, you do. That's what you expected all year. You expected that guy to figure out a way to get on base. You knew once he got there that he was going to, figure out ways, whether it be stealing bases, getting good jumps, just utilizing the speed. It's a great weapon that the Cardinals have in him. You've got Colton Wong that can run quite a bit. Tommy Edman runs really well. A couple of months ago, he swings right through that, by the way.
Just a different looking hitter.
Yep.
Full count, and the pitcher on deck, Michael Wacha. Tying run in scoring position, good speed, and Tommy Edman.
So base open. You got to think breaking ball down the way again.
And it's lifted in the air out to left, but the catch is made. Van Meter. Edman back to the bag at second. This time of year, you start thinking hockey here in St. Louis. Friday, September 13th, the Cardinals take on the Brewers, and 30,000 fans, 16 and older, take home a Cardinals hockey sweater. That'll be a very popular giveaway, courtesy of Fox Sports Midwest. Tickets at cardinals.com/promotions. Again, September 13th.
People might be a tad bit excited about the Blues this upcoming season.
You can count me in. I'm sure you're in that group too.
You know it.
I've never been able to say it. The defending Stanley Cup champs.
Kind of feels weird, huh?
Yeah, it does.
Feel like you're borrowing somebody's coat.
Yeah.
It's okay. You'll get used to it.
It's awesome. And it does feel like yesterday we were in Miami watching Game 7 in Boston. It wasn't that long ago. Because it wasn't that long ago.
Exactly. A little bit different.
Yep. Deep run. 2 outs and a runner at second. And Michael Wacha puts it in play to short. Taken there by Iglesias. Cardinals strand their third runner. And that sends us to the third. Is with you, Fox Sports Go. Download the app, and Fox Sports Midwest will be with you. Fox Sports Go. Blue fuse this date in Cardinals history. The umpire said, "Get out of here." Cardinals defeat the Cubs 5-1, despite umpire Bill Brennan ejecting the entire Cardinals bench in Chicago back in 1912. They were giving it to him, and he said, "I'm sick of it. I've had enough. All you guys get out of here." And back then, to leave the field in Chicago back in 1912, if you didn't know this, you had to exit the field through center field. So they had to walk, and then they started getting pelted by vegetables, because you could take vegetables to the game. I'm being serious. You take vegetables to the game.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I would bring.
Of course you would.
Yeah.
And you being a healthy, strapping young lad.
Yep.
And so they started getting pelted by vegetables as they left the game. But
happens, man.
he got ejected, then he got hit by the veggies, and they did complete the game, but all those guys were ejected, and they still won.
And they had some, had a salad or something.
Well, my favorite was back in the 34 World Series, Kennesaw Mountain Landis, the commissioner at the time, ejecting a player for sliding in too hard, and the fans were upset and took the player out of the game because fans were getting too upset, riled up, and said, okay, you're done. And they started throwing veggies at him, and he's out.
And that's probably why most ballparks probably don't allow veggies. You can't bring in like whole cucumbers or something?
Well, I would say so. That was Ducky Medwick, by the way, that happened to.
Really?
Seriously, yeah. Casale grounds out to third. I'm being serious about that.
I believe you. I mean, you couldn't make that up.
Nope. Back in the first inning, it was the first pitch of the game, and Josh Van Meter, a home run.
Michael Walker said, easy, man. I'm trying to get loose here. I'm trying to get ahead, trying to throw a strike, and he was ready for it, jumped all over it. Just that fastball up in the zone. Van Meter's got a really quiet swing. Stands really tall, quick hands. And you could see he's going to try a little something different here. Drop the breaking ball in for strike one.
I can't see Rob Manfred coming in from the box, somewhere, whether it be Busch Stadium or Dodger Stadium, wherever, and just saying, well, there's a hard slide, and fans don't like it, so
you gotta go.
You're getting booed too much, and you're out.
Look, they've got their tomatoes ready. Either you face their wrath, or I'm just going to take you out of here. Okay?
It's a dangerous situation. We're getting you out of here. Just don't see that happening. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Taking a high, elevated the fastball, and it's 1-2. Fly ball again to right field. There's Fowler with the catch. Out number 2. So Waka gets him this time. Kia give it everything. Michael Waka against the NL Central this year. 3.26 ERA. Came in having allowed 4 home runs, now up to 5. And our Kia give it everything. Here's Joey Votto. Waka's had his issues with Votto and Suarez in his career, but against Cincinnati in his career, very, very good numbers.
He has been. I think that there are a lot of pitchers who probably have had their issues against Votto and Suarez.
Overall, he's 11-2 with a 2.51 ERA. It's up and in.
Joey Votto pretty close to the plate. That thing's not that far in there.
No.
Joey looks a bit different than he did last couple of seasons or even earlier this season. Standing taller, way taller after that pitch. But he's standing up a little bit higher in the box instead of that crouched down.
He's talked about recently that he wants to hit for more power. That the power numbers are down. He's got 12 home runs. He's only driven in 39, and that's not like Joey. And the walks are down. The on-base percentage is not Votto-like, and he wants to get back to more of the power numbers. Inside again. His career, .314 against St. Louis. This year, only 3 extra base hits against St. Louis and a .269 average. That's almost shocking against the Cardinals.
It is. I mean, he used to be that guy where you're fearing him as soon as he steps in the box.
I mean, some of these pitches are not that far in.
He's just all over the plate, kind of dives that way. Joey Votto knows that Michael Waka has a great changeup, so he's trying to make sure he hangs in for that, and that's why you've seen those couple of pitches from Waka, because he's trying to get in there to get him off of it.
Fly ball, center. Bader at the wall, leaps, and it's gone. Did he set him up? What do you think?
I mean, got in there a couple of times. He's diving off the plate. Makes him think that there's room away, and not as much room as he thought.
It's almost like he set him up.
Votto gets extended here. This one just a little bit more elevated than he'd like it. You could be right. A couple of dives away. The dramatic.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm scared.
Dead center, and Votto now with his 40th run batted in, 13th home run, 2-0. Here's Suarez, and a good fastball. So he strikes him out. First strikeout of the night for Michael Wacha. The home run hit by Joey Votto to make it 2-0. Votto with the home run, and he now is up to lucky number 13 to make it 2-0. We move to the home half of the third, and the top of the Cardinal lineup. Fowler, Wong, and Goldschmidt. It was such a weird at bat going back and forth there with Votto. Backed off the plate a couple of times. He thought he might be hit, and it almost like he's inviting you to go middle or outer half and then crushes that to center.
Well, I think that's what a lot of guys tell you when they stand really close to the plate is that, you know, they want you to try to throw that ball away. If you can dot in on Joey Votto, I feel the same way about Rizzo, where if you can throw the fastball in there for a strike, then they'll tip their cap. But you're going to miss. You're going to miss sometimes over the plate, and that's what they're able to do.
It was career home run number 282. Here's Colton Wong. So 13th home run, which surpasses the 12 that he hit a year ago. It's also his 100th hit here at this ballpark. Just the second opposing player to record 100 hits at this ballpark. The other was Ryan Braun. Two pretty good hitters.
Yeah, they are. Still doing it. Takes a lot to be able to play this game. First of all, just the level that Votto and Braun have played it, but to play it as long, to me, is equally impressive.
Got to stay healthy. You got to put up the numbers, and you've got to be productive.
Yeah, got to take great care of yourself. I know that's something that Joey Votto does. Every little part of the game, from diet to exercise and sleep. I mean, he's all over it.
Second walk issued by Gray. Second time that Wong has been aboard. Here's Goldschmidt, and there's strike one. Goldschmidt has been sitting on 29 home runs. He came up with a runner at third, one out, and I mentioned at the time, could be a crucial point in the game. You're not going to get many cracks at Sonny Gray. And he grounded to third. Suarez threw to Casale at the plate, and they got Wong. And the Cardinals did not score. Key is get into their bullpen. That's where they might be susceptible.
Well, and that's another thing. As dominant as Sonny Gray has been, he hasn't been very economical when it comes to his pitches. I mean, he's not getting you past the 6th, 7th very often.
Deep right at the wall, and it's caught by Aquino. What a catch. Throw back into first, and Wong back in safely.
Just a few feet away from home run number 30, and a great play by Aquino.
I didn't think Aquino had a chance on this baseball. It looked like it was up in the jet stream. It was going to keep on carrying. At the very least, hit the base of the fence. And Aquino just has a great beat on it. Man, what a play.
Not only to make the catch, but then to keep his hat from hitting the dirt, then to almost get the double play.
When you got it, you got it, you know. He's showing it off a little bit.
Yeah. That's ripped out to left. Two hard hit balls, and they're both caught. That one by Van Meter. We head to the fourth. Reds on top.
Dan, Colton Wong has been on a hitting binge. His on-base percentage since the All-Star break better than .440. Colton had shortened his leg kick in an effort to allow his hands to get to the ball more quickly. Well, Wong was on base 4 times in game 1. He's already tripled in this one and walked. Wong told me he's made another adjustment. He's ditched the leg kick almost entirely. Dan, Wong told me, I went away from the leg kick the last couple of days, and I'm seeing the ball really, really well. It's working.
That's popped up by Aquino. And you could see, Jimmy, when he does that, the fact the ball gets a little bit deeper and he takes it the other way, too.
And there's also very little head movement. You know, with the leg kick, Dan, your whole body moves, and Colton says that this has helped him see the ball better. And whatever he's doing, it's working.
Yeah, the results are there.
Yeah, and I think with as quick as Colton Wong's hands are and as strong as he is, he's not going to sacrifice power because he doesn't have the leg kick. He's still got that. I mean, he can get the head out, still drive the ball out of the ballpark. It's a great adjustment.
Some guys will do that if they're ahead, like 2-0, 3-1. You might see the big leg
Here we
kick.
go.
Yeah, let it rip, but I think the idea with Colton now, and he's talked about it publicly, is just bat on the ball, barrel on the ball, hit it hard, get on base. And it's a credit to him because sometimes he'd hit a home run and we go, well, that's great, but then
does he want another one?
You know,
yeah.
it's then the next 2 weeks you'd say, uh-oh, what's in store for him? And now you're seeing a complete player.
Well, I kind of wish we saw more of an approach like that across baseball. The bat to ball idea, you know, hit it where it's pitched.
John Mozeliak was telling me the other day, he said, look, I realize, and fans can look up and down, you know, what we're trying to do. He said, we're teaching contact, and the numbers actually bear it out. The Cardinals are one of the teams that do not strike out as much as other teams.
Yep.
And I know that may be shocking for fans that see some games where they strike out 12, 13, 14, 15 times. Yet there are teams that are doing it on a nightly basis, and it's trying to be taught that way up and down the minor leagues of what their philosophy is with the organization. Now, whether that's done on a nightly basis is debatable. It's a hard game, but
it is.
That's what's being taught. There's a swing and a miss and strikeout number 2.
A couple of really good right-on-right changeups right there. Michael Walker went to it to get strike 2, goes to it again to get the punch out. This one just away. It's down. You got him way out in front right there. A couple of really nice pitches there by Michael Walker, who's been really efficient so far in this ball game. Last time out, it took him 113 pitches to get through 4 2/3. Right now, only at 46.
There's Jose Iglesias, who lined out to third, and the 0-1. Nothing in 2. Michael has given up a couple of home runs, and that has been it. And a swing and a miss. 2-0 our score coming up to young Edmund Wieters. Yadier Molina Funko Pop exclusive is coming up on Monday. And get yours, Cardinals.com/promotions. Gold, silver. The Funko Pop coming up.
Do you have a preference on your Funko Pop? Do you want the gold, the platinum?
I like both.
Me too.
Yeah, I really don't want to.
The regular one's nice too. If you just get the.
I don't want that one. I want the gold or I want the silver.
So you do have a preference?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't want the regular one. If you want to call it regular, I want the gold or the silver, please.
Okay. Good, because I mean, I'll take anything.
I know, and I did some digging.
Okay, did you?
Yeah. And
I know you had to take care of Tim Carver first.
Tim was adamant about the silver Funko Pop, and I said, "Okay, Tim, relax." Well, I said, "I'll take care of it."
That's
and,
nice.
Yeah,
Does Tim have a Funko Pop collection already?
Apparently, and with his wine collection, and it's just one of those oddities, and
I think those two pair well.
Yeah, and I said, "I'll take care of it, Tim," and he wanted the silver.
Okay,
and I had to call Dan Farrell. He pulled some strings. Then he called the promotions department, and I said, "Well, Brad is now, I don't want to say complaining, but
please don't say complaining.
He's a little upset."
I wasn't upset either. I was more anxious than anything.
No, you were pretty adamant about it.
I mean, I didn't yell.
Well, you were not real happy.
Well, you raised your voice once, and then all of a sudden it's yelling. I don't understand.
Yeah. Even Tom Mee, he saw it. He had a camera on the whole thing in between innings. Slamming your headset is not a good thing, Brad.
It means I care. I think that's something you should realize,
I understand that.
Passionate about what we do here and Funko Pops and a little bit of everything.
The vulgarities, and it wasn't a good look.
Well,
and I'll make sure that you get what you need.
I appreciate it.
No problem. Tom, are we good on that? Thank you, Tom.
Not sure that you should reward such behaviors, but
I agree, but we just want to make you happy. That is the first strikeout for Sonny Gray after all those strikeouts in Cincinnati.
It's that nasty curveball again, just starts it away, stays away, and gets Paul DeYoung out on the front foot.
Tommy Edman, rookie ranks. He's 7th in average, tied for 4th in triples, 6th in steals. And he's mixed in a grand slam. Not bad.
That was a pretty good grand slam, wasn't it?
It was. Happened against these Reds. 2 balls and no strikes, and Tommy tonight with a base hit back in the 2nd inning.
Tommy Edman just the same guy every day too, isn't he? Comes to work, he's got a smile on his face, and he knows that each and every night he's got a great opportunity to help out the ball club, and he just loves it. He's just a baseball player.
I would not like to see him pigeonholed in a position yet. I'd like to see him a little bit of right, a little bit of short, a little bit of second, a little bit of third, maybe a little left, a little center. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, that gets him in the lineup every day too.
Right. That's his value of being a nationally style player too.
I believe that Tommy Edman has proven, though, wherever you put him, he's an everyday player in this league.
Ground ball. And the out at first. Now a quick word from Great Southern Bank.
This is my favorite part.
Oh, really? Because mine...
No, I moved some money. Great Southern app.
Here's Matt Wieters with 2 outs and nobody on. And he pulls it foul for strike 1. And the 0-1 is lifted to center, and Nick Senzel backs up to make the catch. We played 4, and it's 2-0 Reds. On tap. Both games on Fox Sports Midwest, and game 1 will come your way at noon. It'll have no pregame. We'll just come on the air at noon tomorrow. And then game 2, the pregame at 5:30. Both games will be televised, and it is our Budweiser What's on Tap. Another doubleheader tomorrow.
It's kind of fun.
I love it. It's
something
great.
Different.
If you love baseball, you love this. Last time same teams played back-to-back doubleheaders. Red Sox took 3 of 4 from the Yankees at Yankee Stadium in 2006. In mid-September 2006. So it's been a while. Here's Kyle Farmer. Lifts a fly ball to Marcell Ozuna for the out. What have you thought of Michael Wacha so far?
I thought he's been very good. We both, you've seen the couple of home runs that were hit. The leadoff home run by Van Meter. Joey Votto got him as well, but he's been efficient. The changeup has looked really good. I like the fact that he's throwing it to righties and lefties. Last time out, again, it took him 113 pitches to get through 4 2/3. I think he looks very good tonight.
Here's an 0-1 pitch to Sonny Gray. Taken just a bit high, and it's 1-1. Sonny is 10-2 in his last 17 starts dating back to the 21st of May. 2.32 ERA. That's the 3rd best ERA in Major League Baseball behind Scherzer and DeGrom. So here's the idea. Get him out. Get him out. Get in that bullpen. Ground ball. Paul DeYoung. 2 away. St. Louis Cardinals baseball is brought to you by Missouri Baptist Medical Center. Doctors call it world-class medicine, and you'll call it MOBAP. Find your Steel dealer at steeldealers.com. And by Ford, the official car and truck of the Cardinals. Here's Kurt Casale, grounded to 3rd. 0 for 1, the 9th place hitter. Came off the IL back on the 24th. 3 for 10, double, home run, 5 runs batted in. They wear that number 20 patch on the uniform to honor Frank Robinson, who passed away. This would have been his birthday today. Frank Robinson. He's a longtime manager in Major League Baseball. Hall of Famer, MVP. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
That pitch right there from Michael Wacha has been so good. It's 2 in a row. 2 changeups here. He's got great feel for that tonight. It's going straight downhill. You just don't see enough of that. It's forever. It's been an underused pitch, the right-on-right changeup. But for Michael Wacha, I mean, that's his best bolt.
And there's a strikeout. So he has struck out 4 tonight. And he has struck out 3 of the last 5 he has seen. Number 15th, the whole family can get a head start on their winter wardrobe that day. 30,000 fans 16 and older take home a Cardinals adult beanie. It's courtesy of Coca-Cola and Schnucks. All kids 15 and younger entering with a ticket take home a Cardinals kids beanie. It's courtesy of Powerade and Schnucks. September 15th. Tickets at cardinals.com/promotions. We had this one's for you. Rained out last night, unfortunately. Here's Harrison Bader, Michael Wacha, Dexter Fowler. So I mentioned that Frank Robinson, it would have been his birthday today. He would have been 84. Juan Soto, he is homered for Washington. First player 20 years of age or younger to hit 30 home runs before September, since Frank Robinson in 1956.
Wow. He's a fun player to watch.
Washington 6-0 over Miami. That's in the 5th. 3 up in the wild card are the Nationals. 2-0 our score here. Bader, Wacha, and Fowler. 2-1 the count. Cardinals have had some hard hit balls here the last 2 innings, but nothing to show for it. Goldschmidt hit one to the wall. Ozuna lined out to left. Wieters lined out to center. Bader lined out to left. His last time up. Inside corner, 2-2. Pitch count for Sonny Gray at 64.
That's the key. You just got to keep plugging away. You got to keep trying to take as good of at-bats as you can. If he gets you to 2 strikes, foul something off. Try to get that pitch count up. And look, Sonny Gray, while his numbers have been amazing, he's having a great year. He's not Cy Young. I mean, you can get to him.
Iglesias flips it over to first, and Votto the stretch. You can see Stubby Clapp, the first base coach, pointing to the Cardinal dugout, making sure, take a look. Was he on the bag? Well, that Iglesias is some kind of player defensively.
Yes, he is. He goes down to get it, stays down to throw it. Knows that Harrison Bader runs really well, doesn't have time to pop up and make this throw, and it's close. Votto stays on the bag and looks like he got him.
I don't know if you heard my interview with Marty Brenneman when we were in Cincinnati last time, a couple of weekends ago, and he said, in his opinion, Iglesias is a top 5 shortstop defensively he has ever seen. Ever.
That man's seen a lot of baseball.
Yeah. He was talking about players that he likes to watch now, and he mentioned Tommy Edman. He talked about watching the Cardinals in a game that they beat the Reds. They were running and hitting and running, and he said, I like that style of play. And he said, Iglesias, he said, I like watching him play defense. Taken low, 1 ball, 1 strike.
To me, it's still my favorite part of the game to watch. Like, I enjoy pitchers' duels, and I love that aspect of it because I think through it with the pitchers, and I like it. But great defense, I have such an appreciation for. And it's undervalued in our game. You don't think about it until you need it a ton. We always focus on the home runs and all the strikeouts, but great glove work goes a long way. And Iglesias has been swinging it.
He's had a very good year offensively. It's been just a privilege to watch that guy play.
Talking about a guy with some glove work who's been swinging it pretty well also.
Would imagine we would see him pinch hit at some point in this game, as well as he's been swinging the bat. There's a strikeout, second of the night for Sonny Gray. All right, 3rd time through the lineup with 2 outs here in the 5th, and Dexter Fowler 0 for 2, grounded out to 3rd, grounded to 2nd. First Cardinal switch hitter to have 20 or more runs batted in August since Tommy Herr and Terry Pendleton did it back in 1987. And the first with 4 or more home runs in August since Carlos Beltran did it in 2012 and 13. Switch hitters. Not too shabby. pretty good company. Her, Pendleton, and
No kidding.
Carlos. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Turn the calendar to September. Rosters will expand around Major League Baseball tomorrow. And you get the age-old question, should you be allowed to expand as much as Major League Baseball does with their rosters, or should you be able to bring up all those guys, but maybe before a game submit a roster that gives you, let's say, instead of 25 men, 28 or 27.
And this is the last year of the current system where you're able to bring up whoever you want on your 40 man. It will change next season.
Out to deep right off the bat of Fowler, and it's off the wall. Dexter to second base. The fireworks went off, but that is a double that did stay in the ballpark.
Personally, I don't think there's ever a bad time for a fireworks show. But another one here, man. You're not able to get in on Dexter with the fastball. This is 94. It's in. See how he pulls his hands in there and just make sure he gets the barrel to it. It's a very smooth swing, and it just flies off his bat right off the top of the fence.
Trying to pick up his second home run in this doubleheader. And again, the tying run at the plate, Colton Wong. Strike one. Wong has tripled down into the right field corner, and then eventually was thrown out trying to score on a ground out by Goldschmidt and walked in the third and left stranded.
It's time to trade places right here.
He's been on base 6 times today. Single, double, triple, 3 walks.
A pretty good day.
Absolutely. It's been well pitched on both sides. 3 hits aside. The 2-1.
Well, we've seen this pitch here called both sides. Michael Wacha's been getting that side of the plate off the plate as well. If you're Colton Wong, though, it's hard to pull the trigger on that. There's nothing you can do with that pitch.
And a swing and a miss. Strikeout of Wong. 2 strikeouts in the inning. The Cardinals have left 5 on through 5. 2-0. Nothing Cincinnati on a couple of home runs. First pitch of the game by Van Meter. Then a solo home run by Votto. And it's Van Meter, Votto, and Suarez. And since the Votto home run, 7 in a row for Michael Wacha. Van Meter 1 for 2. 1 ball, 1 strike. He's allowed 3 hits. He has struck out 4. He's walked 1. Very good tonight. Efficient with his pitch count. Pitch number 62. Ground ball. Goldschmidt, Walker, the out.
Well, last time up for Joey Votto was a great AB. Walker gets ahead, strike one, strike two with the changeup, and then tries to get in off the plate on him. Joey Votto fouls one off, making sure he gets in. These pitches, by the way, are not that far in, and then once he thinks he established that inner half, he went outside. Joey Votto is on top of the plate. To him, that outside pitch is right down the middle, and he gets extended and puts a hurting on it.
2 outs.
That's better.
That's much better. Suarez 0 for 2. Well, as good as Sonny Gray has been outside the 2 home runs, Michael Walker has been with him pitch by pitch.
He really has. He really has. And the biggest thing, again, is just how efficient he's being. He's attacking. He's attacking at the bottom of the zone. Most of his misses are off the plate or they're down. The changeup has been really, really good. Not that that's shocking. It's always been his best pitch. He's got a great feel for it tonight.
And a ball to Eugenio Suarez. Popped up. Goldschmidt over and can't come up with it. The Reds' modern franchise record for home runs by a third baseman held by Tony Perez. Hit 40 total, but 39 while playing third base. Suarez, 39.
It's the most homers in a season for a Reds player since Adam Dunn did it in 07.
Yeah.
Tell you what, that guy could hit some tape measure shots.
Couldn't hit a sac fly, but
no, not his thing.
But he'd hit home runs. 2 strikes on Suarez. It's as good as Michael Walker has pitched in I'd say probably month or two. I can't remember this efficient.
No, you're right. And look, they need it. They need to continue the starting rotation to keep rolling this out. The young guns have been leading the way. But Michael Walker wants to grab a stranglehold here on this fifth spot in the rotation.
Plus, Brad, on a night where you've got a doubleheader, another one tomorrow. Important to get length out of your starters. You got that in game 1 with Dakota Hudson, and you're getting that more than likely. You'll get it again tonight, at least 6+. It looks like out of Michael Walker.
It's big. It certainly is. And in game 1, we know the Cardinals had to utilize a couple of arms that they probably didn't want to have to just because the game went that way. But Michael Walker's giving you a chance to lay off some of those again. And really, I mean, with Michael's arsenal, with the stuff that he has, this can be every fifth day. I mean, he can dominate like this. But the consistency has been kind of hard to come by.
In his defense, how hard is it to come by, though, when you're in and out of that rotation?
Oh, big time. Big time. And there have been a couple, certainly 2 starts ago, where he threw 4 innings, didn't give up a run. He was lifted for a pinch hitter early and had more in the tank. Good fastball right there for the punch out.
Strikeout number 5, and the Cardinals will have Goldschmidt, Ozuna, DeYoung coming up in a 2-0 Reds lead. Vacation, spring training, not that far away. It's hard to believe. September begins tomorrow, and then you have your long postseason run, the offseason, and then spring training. Cardinals.com/vacations. With Brad Thompson, I'm Dan McLaughlin. Here's Paul Goldschmidt. Hit one to the wall in this ball game and was robbed by Aquino. Came up with a runner at third, 1 out, grounded out with a play at the plate. That was Wong at third. 2-0 our score. And a fly ball to Aquino in shallow right, and there's one away. In the air. Right center off the bat of Marcell Ozuna. That'll stay in the ballpark, and quickly 2 outs. Pitch count at 82 for Sonny Gray. And if he has a quick inning and you're thinking along with David Bell, you're saying, well, that could get me to my guy Iglesias potentially. If this is a 6th inning, I can get through 7, maybe 8 with him, and that gets me to Iglesias.
Yeah, this was an inning where you'd like to see him work a little bit harder. It's been 3 pitches. He's already gotten 2 outs and certainly not out of it yet, but you were hoping to raise that pitch count up, so that decision was going to be tougher and tougher.
And it makes it a lot easier now.
Yeah.
4-pitch inning, and that is put away by Iglesias. Quick inning for Sonny Gray. We head to the 7th. Michael Wacha has been our BJC Healthcare difference maker here tonight in game number 2. 6 innings, 3 hits, couple of runs. Both have been earned. 2 home runs. Walked 1, struck out 5, and 72 pitches along the way.
Well, a couple of things that stand out to me. The 72 pitches through 6. I mean, that was a big thing coming in. He needed to be more efficient, needed to pound the strike zone, and the only 1 walk earlier in the season, that is something that was biting Michael Wacha. It would be the walk, and then he'd get himself into trouble, and then that home run ends up being a 2-run homer. Done a great job of just limiting the damage. A couple of solo shots in this ball game, and you just got to think that if you can keep chipping away, and certainly look, a 4-pitch inning against Sonny Gray the last time doesn't help, but you feel like if you chip away, you can get in that bullpen and battle back and win this ball game.
This is Aquino at the plate. A ball and a strike. Malley against Michaelis tomorrow. Castillo against Daniel Ponce de Leon. Doubleheader tomorrow. Giants in town for Labor Day, and that'll be a day game. So not ideal to have back-to-back doubleheaders and then a day game, but that's what we got. Here's a 1-2 pitch. That's one way to get 5 games off the schedule.
That's
quickly.
right. Knock them out. That's the thing. And again, nobody else in the Central, nobody else in the league is going to feel bad for you that you have to play the 5 games. It's at the end of the day, it's your schedule. You have to play it, and it's helping out big time that you get innings out of Dakota Hudson. You're getting innings out of Michael Wacha. You're saving your pen, and look, hopefully you get the same thing tomorrow. Great starting pitching. Give yourself a chance to win some games.
Daniel Ponce de Leon was really good in the minor leagues.
He was.
Had 5 starts down there after being sent back down, and really, really good. In the dirt, and it's 3-2 on Aquino. Aquino, Senzel, and Iglesias. Reds have a couple of home runs hit tonight. First pitch of the game by Van Meter, and Joey Votto in the 3rd. Leadoff walk, only the 2nd walk by Michael Wacha tonight. That bottom of the 6th just feels like a killer. Here the Cardinals, big bats, and
yes.
It's a 4-pitch inning.
4 pitches. Felt like that was going to be the inning, especially when you had their last at bats. Goldschmidt hammered the ball to right. Ozuna crushed one to left. I mean, that barely hung up enough to get caught. Kind of thought you were hitting the right spot.
Ball to Nick Senzel, who is flied to right and also struck out. One ball, 1 strike. Milwaukee already posted a win over the Cubs, 2-0. So as we speak, the Cardinals a 2-game lead. If they can win, 2.5. If they drop this game, 1.5 in front of the Cubbies. One and 2. Last time that Michael Wacha went more than 5 innings was at San Diego in June, late June. He went 7 innings, 2 earned against the Padres. That's a strikeout. Number 6 tonight.
Michael Wacha has thrown so many great changeups right on right that he's gotten a couple of freeze jobs here on the outer half. 96 right here, just spots it up perfectly, paints the corner. I love what I'm seeing out of him. And gassed up, that's probably the hardest fastball we've seen out of him all night.
We haven't seen him shake off Wieters at all. Those two have been on the same page. It's been a lot of just fastball, changeup, fastball, changeup. That's where he had his great success early in his career.
Sometimes you simplify it. I mean, he's thrown in a couple of good breaking balls to the lefties. He's mixed in the cutter a little bit off the plate away to righties and try to get in on a couple of lefties. But you're right, overall it's been bread and butter.
When he threw over, Iglesias actually squared the bunt.
I'm not falling for that.
No, sir. Then again, we did see in game 1 Dietrich try to bunt with a runner at second base down by 4.
Bold move. It didn't work out so well. He bunted it right back to the pitcher.
Yeah. On 2 the count with 1 out and a runner at first base. Here's a 1-2 pitch. Now time called. That's a foul ball.
So Michael showed Iglesias right there, that good fastball up and in. I think the changeup middle down under the zone will get the swing and miss.
Pulled foul.
It's a good pitch right there. It's pitching, right? It's up and in, and then he goes with the changeup. Down middle under the zone. Iglesias just does enough to foul it off and give himself another chance.
One ball and 2 strikes on Iglesias. Hits it down the left field line and foul. Could be 2. Wide throw, tough turn, and safe at first. Better feed, and it might be a double play.
I'll tell you what, Colton made that a little bit closer than it probably should have here. Michael fields his position. He steps and throws, but just pulls it a little bit across his body. Colton does a great job staying on the bag there, tries to make the throw, and gets beat by a step. Get the lead runner, though. Get the second out. Good pitch there, too, on Iglesias. Fastball in on his hands after he hooked a couple of changeups. You speed him up there.
And the batter is Kyle Farmer with 2 outs now and a runner at first base. Outfield is very deep. No doubles, basically. That's about as deep as you'll see Bader play in center. Tyler Webb. He's getting up for Van Meter or Votto. You get Sonny Gray on deck. Then Casale. Mets win again. They beat the Phillies 6-3. Tampa Bay over Cleveland 9-4. One ball, one strike with 2 outs. So we play here in the top of the 7th. Cardinals will have Edman, Wieters, and Bader due up. 2-1 the count. Two and two the count. On the bench tonight for the Cardinals, Carpenter from the left side. 3 right-handed batters, Molina, Munoz, O'Neill. Count even, runner at first, and the 2-2 pitch, and what could be his final pitch of the night. It's a strikeout. 7 tonight for Michael Wacha.
Another great changeup right there. Awesome performance by Michael Wacha. Gets the team deep into the ball game, gives them a chance to win it.
Cast is presented by the authority of the St. Louis Cardinals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the St. Louis Cardinals. Gorgeous night here in St. Louis. 2-0 our score. Bottom of the 7th. Sonny Gray was on deck, so just getting out to start his warm-up tosses. Well, the Cardinals wanted and needed good starting pitching. They got that out of Dakota Hudson in Game 1. And they get that from Michael Wacha here in Game 2.
Yeah, they really did. That's all you can ask for. It was a couple of solo home runs. Outside of that, he executed pitches. That's as confident as I've seen Michael Wacha with his stuff in a long time. For the beginning of his career, and I mean for years, we've talked about that downward plane with Michael Wacha. How you see it just coming out of his hands, and it looks like it goes straight down. We saw that again tonight. We saw it with the fastball. We saw it with the changeup. Just a great performance all around.
Honda home run inning. Cardinals hit a home run. The Gateway Honda dealers will donate $1,000 to the Make-A-Wish Foundation of Missouri. And the first pitch to Tommy Edman, taken for a ball. He is 1 for 2, and he has one of the 3 Cardinal hits. Just 6 hits in this game, 3 aside. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Cardinals going to have to make him work this inning. It was a 4-pitch inning in the 6th for Sonny Gray. This has been a part of the lineup. Tommy Edman can work counts really well. We've seen Harrison Bader do so. Got to make him work.
He struck out 3. He has walked 2. The hits he has given up. It was a triple by Wong in the first, single by Edman in the second, and a double off the wall by Fowler in the 5th, and that has been it. A ball and 2 strikes on Tommy Edman. 2-2 the count. Now you start thinking about how deep can you go with Sonny Gray. Pitch number 88 for the Cincinnati right-hander. And it's a leadoff base hit, and again the Cardinals will have the tying run coming up. And Tommy Edman is 2 for 3.
Gray goes with the curveball here, hangs up there in the zone a little bit, and Tommy Edman sees it out of his hand. He stays back, he waits for it, and drives this thing to get something going here to start out the 7th.
Here's Matt Wieters, who bounced back to Gray and also lined out to center field. One of the better at-bats against Gray tonight. And strike one. Harrison Bader at the on-deck circle. Then we'll have a pinch hitter. Reds with that one lefty in their pen, as Brad mentioned. Amir Garrett getting loose. In the dirt, 1 ball, 1 strike. The wheels turning on both sides. Raisel Iglesias, tremendous closer, so tough on righties. Cardinals 3 right-handed batters. Tyler O'Neill, you just saw him walk in the background there. He's got a bat and a helmet on. Hit the other way. And spinning and dropped by Van Meter. Oh, you could see it coming. Didn't look comfortable. And the door has been open for St. Louis. An error on Van Meter.
Van Meter just got turned around on this ball. It's slicing that way off the bat of a left-hander. It's going to slice towards the line. It turns that way. He opens up kind of nonchalantly, tries to clear the hips, and just isn't able to do so. The ball gets on him quicker. And there it is. There's a break. All right. The Cardinals haven't had too many of these, have not had too many opportunities. Got a big one right here.
I'm sure there's some at home that are saying, well, in this spot, do you bunt? Or do you let him swing away? It is a question that Mike Shildt is facing right now. Do you put 2 in scoring position, or do you let him whack away?
You definitely have a couple different camps there, right? You have your old school puts it down. New school is digging through the numbers, saying, no, it's not worth giving up the out.
First pitch is strike. The way he's swinging the bat, you might let him swing away. Gray, his average pitch count after the All-Star break has been right around 100 pitches. He's at 92.
Leading off next inning as well. This is it. Rather see him not finish this one, though.
2 fastballs, 0-2.
Well, you got to think now for Harrison Bader, it's going to be breaking balls, and a lot of them. I mean, Sonny Gray is relentless. He'll keep going at it. Goes with a fastball up, see if we can get him to chase. I still think it's going to be breaking balls here, but those first couple of pitches, while they're fairly well located, those are kind of the ones that you want Harrison Bader to unleash on a little bit. You see a fastball, try to put a good swing on it.
This crowd now has come alive. Nobody out. Runners at first and second. And the 1-2 pitch. Bader hits it out to center. It's well hit at the wall. And it is caught. Oh, what a catch out in center by Senzel. He's down, slow to get up, and he makes a game-saving catch in center. An unbelievable play in center field.
I mean, Harrison Bader does everything that he could do here. He gets a slider, crushes this thing. Senzel goes a long way. You got to hope he's okay. Goes glove first into the wall. Ends up jamming. Looks like the shoulder. Man, what a play.
Couple of things you got to think about here from the Cardinals' perspective. Great play, but Tommy Edman is still at second base. He was almost all the way at third. The question would be is, you know, if that ball is down with his speed anyway, he's going to score from second base.
You got to know that you're going to be able to score on that one. At least be a little bit closer to the bag, get the read on it. This team has been aggressive. Tommy's aggressive, but he's scoring regardless. But what a play.
Just a great play. That's all there is to it. Nick Senzel with the play of the day. Great play, and the fans here in St. Louis give him a round of applause. As well they should.
Well, you're glad he's able to stay in this ball game.
The Cardinals are 7 and 50 when trailing after 7 innings. They'd love to change that number, and they almost did there with Bader. What a play by Nick Senzel, who's playing the outfield because of Suarez and because of Iglesias. You know, he's an infielder by trade.
He's taken to it pretty well, hasn't he?
Man, what a play.
Just a good athlete overall. They feel comfortable putting him wherever. I thought that was over his head for sure.
Yeah.
I think there was any chance he was getting back for that one.
Not only to get there, but then to hold on, crashing into the wall, and robs Harrison Bader. And Van Meter is over there saying, man, Nick, thanks a lot.
Appreciate you.
Whoa. Love you, buddy. Quick word from Missouri Air National Guard.
Missouri Air National Guard. For more, visit goang.com/mo.
Michael Lorenzen has joined Amir Garrett in their bullpen. O'Neill pinch hit earlier today and struck out. Strike one. 2 for 11 as a pinch hitter. 4 home runs, and they've come here at Busch Stadium at home. 373 the average here at Busch Stadium. Inning started with a base hit by Edman. Wieters reached on the air by Van Meter. Bader robbed moments ago. Well, if you're O'Neill, you're going to see that again, aren't you?
You absolutely are. And you got to be able to battle it. And so if he throws the nasty one, either you got to be able to lay off it, foul it off, give yourself a chance. The thing about Sonny Gray, though, he's been able to throw that, and he's also been able to run the fastball in. So when he's got you leaning out there, he can get you out inside as well. Sonny went with a little delay right there. Hitting is all about timing. Trying to get the timing off a little bit. Stopped at the top of his delivery and ended up pulling the pitch anyhow. But that little extra hold can mess you up. You see Adam Wainwright will do that every once in a while at the top of his delivery.
Pitch number 100 to Tyler O'Neill. Struck him out. Sonny Gray with strikeout number 4.
Just a nasty curveball right there. It just starts off the plate. It looks up, though. It looks like you can handle it, and then here we go again.
Line on Michael Wacha, 7 innings, 2 runs on 3 hits, 7 strikeouts, walked 2, and a pair of solo home runs. It ties his season high with the 7 strikeouts. Back-to-back starts with 7 Ks. Fowler, little flare out to left. That ball is down. And the Cardinals will get on the board. Misplayed again by Van Meter, but no damage done. Wieters to second base. The Cardinals may want to think about pinch running for Matt Wieters out at second base, and I'm not sure if something's wrong with him, because here comes the medical team to check on Matt Wieters, and Mike Schill going out there as well. The Cardinals get on the board. Dexter Fowler with a base hit to make it 2-1.
The Cardinals have hit rockets all over the ballpark, and it's a little flare that drops into the left side to get them on the board. Good job by Dexter Fowler, and you hope for Matt Wieters it's nothing serious.
A 2-out RBI, and Wieters coming out. It's 2-1. Matt Wieters is out of the game. Jairo Munoz will pinch run. Archevy called to the pen is Amir Garrett. He's in to face Colton Wong. And Sonny Gray is out of the ball game. So Munoz into pinch run for Matt Wieters, and we get word on his condition. We'll pass it along. I think they would have pinch run for him anyway, but something was not quite right with him. And here is Colton Wong, who has tripled and also walked in this ball game and struck out with a runner at second. And that pitch is strike.
Colton Wong this year has done such a great job against lefties, hanging in there, hanging in against the slider, hitting over 300, making his case to play every day, whether it's a righty or a lefty. And in a situation like this, feel confident putting him up there.
The 0-1. 0-2. Last 8 appearances, 7 2/3 for Amir Garrett. 3 hits, 5 walks, 9 strikeouts, and a home run. Retired 47 of 57 first batters. Stranded 24 of 36 inherited runners. And the 0-2 pitch to Colton Wong.
So I know we talked about wanting to get into the bullpen of the Reds. Well, you're getting into the bullpen, but you're getting into the meat and potatoes of it here with Amir Garrett. You've got Iglesias looming out in the pen. But we've seen the Cardinals do this all year long, and especially here recently, just claw back into ball games.
Another 0-2 pitch to Colton Wong. And he got him. So the strikeout of Wong, Cardinals strand a pair. They have left 7 on, but they get on the scoreboard thanks to Fowler. It's 2-1. Yadier Molina checks into the ball game as the catcher for St. Louis. New pitcher Dominic Leone. Chevy called to the pen. And pinch hitting for Amir Garrett will be Freddie Galvis. It'll be Galvis, Caselli, Van Meter.
Tell you what, Dominic Leone has been very good since being recalled. Got a better feel for his stuff. Again, in the strike zone with the slider, with the cutter.
I saw you on the post-game show talking about that the other day. Is breaking pitch, that slider. you feel that pitch right there has been effective.
It has, and he's proving that he can throw it first strike. He can throw it away to the righties and paint the corner. He can also eat up lefties inside, and you might wonder, why would you swing at something like that? Because it doesn't look like it's going to end up at your back foot when it's coming out of his hand. It's just spinning so tight and it breaks so late.
And a high fly ball into deep right center. With room, though, Bader to make the catch. So Galvis retired, and the first out. Casale and then Van Meter.
Dan, I appreciate you hang out afterwards and watch the postgame show.
Absolutely.
I know how hard you work during the game.
Don't think I won't do it tonight.
I know you will. You're a team player.
Yep. Well, I think one of the things that I bet the guys get into, and I'll be curious their thoughts on this, should this game be tied? And I brought this up to you because Edman did not tag up on that ball to center. I'll be curious on Mike Schilt's thoughts, because if he tags up, then Wieters tags up from first. So then would Mike Schilt have, at that point, pinch run for Matt Wieters? It's a logical question.
Sure.
And now it's a little flare to left field on the ball that's hit by Fowler. And again, woulda, shoulda, coulda, right?
Right.
But at that point, you know, you're thinking, if I've got Wieters in scoring position, I'm down by 2. Certainly Edman scores. So now you're on the board. That's 2-1 on that base hit. Do I, with 2 outs, do I challenge it? Do I send Munoz, who'd probably be your pinch runner? And the answer is probably yes. And are we talking now a 2-2 game? And I, you know, to me, that's a logical. It's a logical question.
Oh, for sure it is.
You're
probably talking about a bang-bang play at the plate.
Yeah.
But one in a game like this where you would love to have that opportunity.
And there's a fly ball near the sidewall and sliding for it. A good effort there by Dexter Fowler. Now that's a lot of woulda, coulda, shouldas. And again, Tommy Edmonds, the first things first is that on that play he's got to, and it's a great play by the center fielder Senzel. So he's got to go back and tag up before you even get to Dexter Fowler and his chance to tie it up. And then Wieters has got to go tag up from first base to second base. And then at that point, Mike Schilt has got to say, well, okay, I've got Wieters in scoring position. Now I'm going to pinch run for him. And then, oh, by the way, Dexter Fowler's got to hit a bloop to left, and we're going to look at trying to score him. Deep left, Ozuna with room.
And in all of the coulda, woulda, shoulda, you factor in the part where Senzel had no business catching that baseball. Ridiculous play out in center field.
And so Dominic Leone gets his 2 men with just routine fly balls, right?
That's right.
Reasons to catch a Cardinals game and even more reasons to score your tickets at StubHub. StubHub has the best selection of 100% MLB verified tickets available even after the first pitch. StubHub is an official partner of the St. Louis Cardinals. Your Chevy call to the bullpen, Tyler Webb into the ball game, into his 53rd game of the year, and he has been very good for Mike Schilt here recently, coming in relief of Dominic Leone. And on the flip side, David Bell making a switch as well. Pinch hitting for Van Meter is going to be Phillip Ervin.
And Webb gets it done. 1 pitch, 1 out as the Cardinals head to the bottom of the 8th to look to get back into this ball game.
There's a look at our game summary, and it's 2-1 Cincinnati. Van Meter, the solo home run on the first pitch of the game. Sonny Gray, 6 2/3. Wong 1 for 3 with a triple. Michael Wacha was very good. 7 innings, 3 hits. And if you've been here since the first pitch of game 1, you've had a lot of cotton candy. That's what happens. You just get fired up. You get all that sugar
right there.
Oh, yeah.
I got to get some cotton candy.
A lot of sugar. Or a lot of coffee.
Had a lot of that.
So have I. Lorenzen Goldschmidt. Here we go. Heart of the Cardinal lineup. Home half of the 8th. Goldschmidt, Ozuna, and DeYoung. Chevy called to the pen. Irvin is in left field. Galvis at second. Lorenzen. This is what you want.
That's it. If you can hand pick it and say who you want up, you're down 1, you want 3, 4, 5. You want your big guys up. Here we go. Sonny Gray was great. Amir Garrett came in and did his job. Now it's time for the Cardinals to chip away.
Will it get out of play? Votto over. It will. 1-2 the count. Well, sometimes in this business, nature calls, and Phillip Ervin pinch hit, and you had to do the play-by-play, and it was 1 pitch, and
yeah, I mean, honestly,
it was done.
It's about as basic as it was going to get right there. Tyler Webb was perfect, fielded his position well.
Nice job. Ooh, a fastball at 99 and blew it right by him. Team's going right at Goldschmidt with that fastball.
Good old-fashioned hard ball here. Generally, the fastball away is something that he can get to, but this is 99. It's got a little something extra on it.
There's Marcell Ozuna. Well, he's hitless so far, and he could change that. 0 for 6. Walked, line out, fly out. The play of the game was Bader up with 2 runners on, and the catch made by Senzel. Here's a 1-0. Slider.
That thing was pretty dirty right there. It looked like the heater, and then just dropped way off the table.
This guy's a tremendous athlete to be able to be a position player and a pitcher at a high level, setup guy. Fastball, throws upper 90s.
I've heard he doesn't even work out either. It's amazing.
Yeah, just all natural.
What a specimen, huh?
Yeah.
Genetics.
Yeah. Pretty amazing, huh?
Lucky.
Here's a 1-2 pitch to Ozuna. Struck him out. Back-to-back Ks. He's made quick work of Goldschmidt and Marcell Ozuna. And the batter will be DeYoung. A strike on DeYoung.
Well, the Lorenzen's tough. He's even tougher if he's getting this pitch for a strike. This is a slider. It's down. It's off the plate. We've seen that called a lot tonight, but that's going to be tough. And when you get that call, it kind of makes you swing sometimes at that one.
And the 0-2 pitch to Paul DeYoung. Check swing, and he did not go. The 2-2 pitch. Fastball, and it's hit out of play. Deep in the hole, and they get him by a half step. Sends us to the 9th of game 2. 2-1 Cincinnati. St. Louis Cardinals baseball is brought to you by Budweiser. Wherever legendary MLB moments happen, Budweiser will be there. And by Toyota. Let's go places. In St. Louis, well-pitched game, and it's 2-1. Tyler Webb to face Joey Votto, and Votto hits it down the left field line. There's Ozuna. It's off his glove, and that is a fair ball. Votto into second base. And that'll be an error on Marcel. What could be a crucial insurance run potentially for Cincinnati, and a ball that needs to be caught.
Yeah, Marcel has time. He gets to it and just ends up just coming up short on it. And you're right. I mean, it has to be caught.
John Gant, look at that record, 9-0, 2.97 ERA. He was so good beginning of the year, and well, who knows? Maybe you come back in this game and he goes to 10-0. Wouldn't that be something?
That. I like the sound of it. Absolutely. Going to be a tough task here. Look, you got a runner on second. Tough error right there. Tough. I mean, a play that needs to be made. Got to hold it here with Raisel Iglesias warming in the bullpen. He's coming into the game. You know how tough it is. You got to be able to leave Votto there.
Among relievers, he is first in wins with those 9 in the National League. Here's Suarez. Votto, the runner at second base. Opponent's slugging percentage only .310, 9th best. Home runs per 9. 8th best. Suarez 0 for 6, couple of strikeouts against John Gant. And the 1-0 pitch. Line foul. 1 ball and 1 strike. So quick turnaround, and we're on the air tomorrow at noon. Remember, no pregame show tomorrow. Crowd tonight 42,074 here at Busch Stadium. 42074.
Well, we know step 1 is holding the Reds right here. Step 2, I haven't seen a walk-off win in like forever, it feels like.
What was the last walk-off the Cardinals had?
But if it doesn't come top of mind, then they're due.
Yeah, it hasn't been in recent memory. Cardinals had a bunch. What was it, 12 or 13 of them last year? 2 balls, 2 strikes, and the next fouled back. We have been blessed with great weather today, and hopefully that'll be the case again tomorrow. You know, in late August, early September in St. Louis, Midwest, it can be steamy. And it has been gorgeous here in the Midwest. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and the next by Gant. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Good fastball. Not to make it an excuse, but we have seen some tired swings here a little late. That's a tired swing.
It is, and it could also be looking for a little something else. Maybe you're geared up. You know that he's got the change up that he can throw in any count, can throw for a strike. You're not catching up to that.
I just thought there was a couple of tired swings in that at bat.
Been a long day.
Yep. So they walk Aquino, and John Gant. He's a guy that gets a lot of ground balls. He gets a lot of double plays. He is in the top 5 of double plays among relievers in the National League. And Senzel is grounded into 12. And Gant has induced 12. The play of the night, Nick Senzel with Bader up. Back in the 7th inning with 2 runners on and nobody out, and crashing into the wall, made just a terrific play. Outside corner, 1-2. Budweiser play of the game. Bader up with 2 strikes, and this drive into center. We thought it'd get over his head. Not only did it not do that, but it was caught, and then he crashed into the wall, and the Cardinal runners did not tag up. Senzel was able to get it back into the infield, and 1 run eventually did come around to score, but that was it. What a terrific play.
Such a good play. That's a dead sprint the entire way. Had his head down running for a minute, came back up, found the ball. I mean, that's amazing.
And to his credit, stayed in the game. The medical team of the Reds checked on him, stayed in the game, and here he is at the plate.
He's going to be sore tonight. Going to be sore tomorrow.
Yep.
And then a full-on sprint into the wall. That'll do it to you.
Great play. Crowd here in St. Louis acknowledged the effort, the catch, and now a 2-2 pitch to Nick Senzel. Grounded foul. You know, for the most part, really for both teams, they go into the doubleheader tomorrow feeling somewhat protected in their bullpens.
Yeah, no, both sides did a good job of being able to eat up some innings, and look at even more than eat up, just well-pitched ball games.
Michael Wacha, 7 innings. Sonny Gray, 6 2/3. 2-2. Out of play. I mean, that's what could be a nightmare going into this.
I guess you do have the fact that tomorrow is September 1st, so rosters do expand, but now you just have more weapons. It's not a need, it's more of a luxury. I know we still haven't got word about Matt Wieters, but Kisner will be here tomorrow.
Yep.
I mean, that's part of the September call-ups.
Two-two pitch. And a full count. Iglesias on deck. And now the bases are loaded. So they walk Aquino and now walk to the batter Senzel, and they're all loaded up. Jose Iglesias. Iglesias on the road this year, a .332 hitter. He's got a pair of grand slams this year. Double play ball, 6-4, 3 on the double play. Some emotion out of Gant going to the Cardinal dugout, and there's hope. It stays a 1-run Cincinnati lead. Gray very good again tonight. 6 2/3 and another start in which he only allowed 5 hits, 1 run. It was earned, 2 walks, struck out 4, 101 pitches.
Cardinals did not have too many opportunities to capitalize. The ones they did, he was able to squash it, made some big pitches when he really needed to. It wasn't like the 10 punch-out performance he had last time. You don't need that every time.
Raisel Iglesias, the closer for the Reds. And here's Tommy Edman, who has 2 of the 5 Cardinal hits. Cardinals down by a run. We're in the bottom of the 9th, and that pitch taken high. Game 2 of the doubleheader. Cardinals won game 1 10-6. They trailed 2-1. Pulled foul. First time these two have ever seen each other. Late and close situations, Tommy Edman, a .375 hitter. And Edman, a base hit into right, and the tying run is on. The winning run will come to the plate. And look who's coming up. He homered and doubled in game 1. And he right now might be the hottest hitter in this lineup for St. Louis.
He gets anything here on the first pitch, he's letting it eat.
Ball 1. In game 1, a home run to left center and a no-doubter.
The only thing that can make that home run look prettier is at the end of it is a dog pile.
Sonny Gray now, 28 starts, 6 hits or less.
What a difference a year makes. What a difference a change of scenery. Getting back to his old pitching coach.
The speed of Edman comes into play here. And the chess game here in the bottom of the 9th. Molina 4 home runs in his last 4 games. Back in safely. Andrew Miller starts to throw just in case. Big gap in left center. And a 2-0 pitch. Molina hits it down the left field line, and it is foul. Ten-game hitting streak, 472. 3 doubles, 4 home runs. He's driven in 11, 8 runs. The chance of Yachty here at the ballpark. Bader on deck. Three and one. Busch Stadium is about ready to explode. 3-2.
Seems like any time that Yadier Molina comes up in a situation like this, you just expect something. You expect something big to happen. Almost had it a couple of feet away from that double.
Do they start Edman on the pitch on 3-2? Reds thinking the same thing.
Bryce Iglesias making sure he keeps him close. You mentioned the speed of Tommy Edman. All it takes is to have him have a little bit less of a jump. I mean, if a ball's hitting the gap, that could be the difference if you hold him close, of him scoring or not in a tie ball game or not.
3-2. There he goes. Yachty hit by the pitch, and the first two have reached. Here in the bottom of the ninth. Nobody out. Did not hit the padding. It hit the wrist of Molina. The forearm maybe. And here is the situation that we had earlier with Bader. With runners at first and second, do you let him swing or do you bunt? Kevin Gossman, a right-hander, throwing. Carpenter is moved to the on-deck circle. You want drama in a pennant race? You got it. Love it.
Yeah, both these games today have been highly entertaining. Certainly the first game got a little bit tighter than you wanted to, but the Cardinals were able to hang on, and this one, I mean, it feels like they're getting right back into it. Harrison's been seeing the ball really well. That play that Senzel made, I mean, that ball was absolutely hammered. He's had a good two-strike approach.
Yachty represents the winning run. The issue is Wieters is already out of the game. Rosters are not expanded, so if you think about pinch running for Yadier Molina, you can't. Just keep that in mind if he's in scoring position. Bader 0 for 4 against Iglesias. The man on deck, Carpenter, is 4 for 14. The tying run is Tommy Edman. He's in scoring position. And the first pitch is a strike. Iglesias, tremendous slider when he's right.
Harrison might just see a bunch of those. Got to be aware, though, if he spiked one, be ready to move up.
And the 0-1 pitch to Bader. Bader, base hit. Here comes Edman. The game is tied. Edman slides in, and we're tied. 2-2.
Harrison comes up big here, gets the fastball, gets it middle and shoots it right there in the 5-6 hole. Tommy Edman is on his horse. The speed definitely plays here. I mean, Tommy is cruising. This team never gives in. Keep battling.
Grossman coming in. Carpenter will be the pinch hitter, and we've got a new game. It took all the way to the 9th inning. We're now tied 2-2. He's tied it up with a base hit to score Tommy Edman. 2-2. Runners at first and second. Still nobody out. Chevy called to the pen. Kevin Gossman. And Matt Carpenter will pinch hit. Carpenter started game 1 of the doubleheader. Remember, Gossman struck out all 6 batters he faced in the 8th and 9th inning back on the 18th. Those are most strikeouts by a Reds reliever this season. Yachty is the winning run. And it's a ball. You got Dexter Fowler on deck. Shift on the right side. Pinch hitting this season. Carpenter 2 for 10. Cardinals trying to walk off the Reds and walk off a sweep of a doubleheader. The 1-0. 2 balls and no strikes. Fowler, the man on deck, got the Cardinals on the board to make it 2-1.
Matt Carpenter right here has got to be dead red. I mean, if he gets the pitch that he's looking for, if he gets that fastball middle in, he's got to be able to come unglued on this thing.
The 2-0.
Good split right there. That's a big league pitch. You got him in swing mode. You got him behind in the count. And to be able to drop that thing in.
Filthy.
Yeah, it is.
Might see it again right here.
I would throw it again.
Winning run is Yadier Molina at second base. The 2-1. 2-2.
So he's seen 2 in a row of the split. It's nasty. Couple of bad swings. Might think about running the fastball up though, up above the zone. Because that is the danger. If he leaves that one up a tiny bit, all Carpenter's got to do is get the head to it.
The 2-2 pitch. Carpenter, base hit! Here comes Molina! He's being waved in! Relayed to the plate! Save! He's saved! Carpenter comes through! It's a sweep of the doubleheader! Unbelievable! 3-2!
Kevin Gossman went to the well one too many times right there. Got him to swing through 2 splitters. Throws him another one, and Matt Carpenter just gets the barrel on it. He knows it right away. Yachty is running hard. Relay happens. Yachty beats it. What a ball game.
The Cardinals tie it in the 9th. Then win it in the 9th. In a year that's been frustration time and again for number 13. A moment finally where he could smile. Matt Carpenter comes through and brings in Yadier Molina. A sweep of the doubleheader.
This one was so much fun. Let's do it again tomorrow. Post-game show comes your way next.